thing. Okay. Too far. Right here. This is the sweet spot. Okay. Hello. Let's talk about failure. Because who doesn't want to talk about that? Like everyone. Okay, so today we're going to talk about how to fail gracefully. Fear of failure is one of the fears that I see coming up again and again that is blocking people from going after their dream. And it is the last thing that needs to stop you from going after your dream, because it is probably most likely one of the things that is going to take you closer to it. Because everything that we ever try, we're probably gonna have a couple of few road bumps, mess ups, mistakes, falls. But the thing is, these don't have to be final, nor do they have to be a big deal. So here's what I want you to know. Failure is neutral. Failure is neutral. Think about it. Failing isn't good or bad until you make it good or bad. You and I could have the exact same experience of failure and see it in a totally different lens. And what would change for you if failure wasn't bad or embarrassing or upsetting or meant something big, huge, and chaotic? What would it do for you if failure was just neutral? What would that shift for you? I'm going to give you 3 ways to do this today, but let me tell you what I mean by making failure neutral. So let's say we're learning how to ride a bike. This is me riding a bike. Let's say we're learning how to ride a bike. Maybe you're learning for the first time now, or maybe you're going back to when you were a little kid. Let's say we're both learning to ride our bikes. Now, let's say we both hit the exact same pothole. We stumble, we fall, we scrape our knees. What if you lay on the ground and you just cry and you say, this is the worst and I'm never ever gonna ride a bike ever again, and you just stay there. You just stay laying there until maybe someone comes and picks you up or puts you on the back of their bike. And then maybe I fall down on the pothole and I cry for a minute because my knees hurt. And then I say, that was awesome, let's go. Do you see what I mean by we all create different experiences around failing? Now, tomorrow when I get on my bike, I'm gonna remember that there's a pothole in that spot and I'm not gonna ride over it again. But if you decide to just stay on the ground and lay there and think this is the worst ever, I'm never riding a bike ever again because everyone saw me fell down and it was the worst, I'm not even gonna get back on the bike, then you've made failure this horrible, awful, bad thing. You've taken nothing from it. I've learned an incredibly valuable lesson. I'm not gonna run into that pothole again, and I'm gonna be more alert for other potholes. There's always a lesson in the falling down. There's always a lesson to take out of the failures, and if you can make it neutral instead of really good or really bad, just make it neutral and then find the lessons, you're going to be so much more well-equipped moving forward on your journey. So let's talk about the 3 ways that you can fail more gracefully. So we're like daintily falling off of our bike. Oh no, you all saw my sweatpants. Business on the top, jammy pants on the bottom. That's right. That's how we work around here. All right, I mean, it wouldn't be a failure video if I wasn't really freaking weird. Okay, so number one way to fail more gracefully and make failure neutral. First and foremost, you gotta let yourself fail. So often when I'm working with women on a fear of failure, I say, have you ever let yourself fail? They stop and they think, not that I can think of. Maybe the last time was actually when they fell off a bike when they were little. Maybe there's an experience in their school years where they feel like they failed and maybe there was judgment around it. But in their adulthood, when they really sit and think about it, no, ever since I made up this story about failing, I put these shields up that didn't really allow me to fail. So number one, you have to let yourself fail. Let your path be messy. You're called to your big dream for a reason. And there might be messes and there might be bumps, but there's something beautiful on the other side. So allow yourself to fall down. Make it neutral. It's not a big deal. Just let yourself fail. Number two. So I talked a little bit about maybe you failed in your childhood and you maybe wrote a story about that. Now you could look at that, but what I really want you to find, I want you to find what coping mechanism you created as a child when you failed. What did you make failure mean when you were younger? Because we are like little computers up in here. Once we program something, we continue to operate by that on autopilot until we decide, I'm gonna write a new story. And that's what we're doing right here. We're writing a new story. So I want you to find, what did you make failure mean about you? And what was your coping mechanism for it? Was it to get smaller and make sure no one sees you? Because then if you fail, it's not a big deal because only you're seeing it. And what does that do to your big dream? If you're gonna make yourself really small and your big dream, you're gonna keep hitting the ceiling because your dream is amazing and it's big and it needs all of you. It's not there by accident and you're not here by accident. So you need to take up big space. Or did you make failure mean that it was gonna be really embarrassing and everyone was gonna point and laugh? And so you put these shields up and that was your coping mechanism. And anytime something got hard, you said, bye, I got other things to do. Find your coping mechanism because you'll be able, when you bring it up into your awareness, you'll be able to recognize, hey, am I doing that whole thing that I learned when I was younger right now? We're writing a new story. Let's move forward. And number three, your third and final tip to keep failure real neutral, cool as a cucumber. I don't know where that came from. And to fail more gracefully is to learn how you operate. You are an individual human being. You operate unlike anyone else around you. And that's on purpose because it would be really boring if we all operated the same like robots. It would be so boring. You all wouldn't see my cool dance moves because not everyone operates this way. Find the way that you uniquely operate. Because if you can operate in the way that you are meant to operate, if you can operate in the way that feels good for you, you create so much ease in your process as a whole. Because you're being you, and by being you, you magnetically attract everything and everyone that you need in your life. And you can come home to that knowing of this isn't a failure, this is just a lesson. Life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. That was so cliche and life coachy. And I don't know who that quote was by, but it's not a Megan original. So find the way you uniquely operate and allow that to create ease in your life. And if you need some help on that number three, if you haven't heard yet, and you're watching this video in the month of June, I'm hosting a free webinar called By Design, and it's all about unlocking your purpose and becoming magnetically you. You can find the link right below me in the comments to join this free webinar. If you're not watching it in June, check out the link below. There's gonna be a free gift there too. And if you liked this video and you want more on living a life by design, a life you are wildly obsessed with, go ahead and click that subscribe button so I can make more videos just for you and they'll come straight to you. All right, you all, I am signing off for today. I hope you so enjoyed this video. Now go out there and fail gracefully.